Hello and welcome to Know Your Mojo. My name is Eric and this is the show where you can win some Mojo merch if you get the right answer. So how does it work? Well, we're going to reverse engineer a list, an upcoming list that we're going to publish in the next couple of days or weeks. So it's a sneak peek. You haven't seen the list yet. What we're going to do is we're going to take those entries and we're going to show it to you, and you have to guess the name of the list based on those entries. And if you get it right, you could win yourself some sweet merch from our store. We're talking hats, shirts, mugs, all kinds of fun stuff. And how does this actual game work? Well, it's a live chat. And so here's my man Jem. How you doing, Jem?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. And so the way it works is you're coordinating the discussion. You're moderating. Yes. Do we have people here joining us already?
Oh yeah, there's so many people here. Everyone's saying hi.
Welcome.
They're here. You know, there's Sugar Peach, Zakir Zept, Raft Wolf Fan 726, Animated Lover 21.
Nice. You know what? I recognize some of these names already. I think we have some people who are coming back for more. We love to have you back. And so, as we said, you could win some sweet merch. I almost said it. I almost said it, but no. You could win some sweet merch if basically we're going to show you a supercut of an upcoming list. We're going to squish it together into like 1 minute. Then you have to figure out what those entries are and what overarching theme unites them. And then you send us your guesses, and we'll obviously take the first person to get the exact right name of the list. Now, if you come close, but it's not exactly, and nobody else has gotten exactly the name of the list, well then you'll be the first one that will call for the prize. Jem, do you want to tell them how they can claim their prizes?
That's true. So if you win, and Eric calls your name, what you need to do is go to youtube.com/WatchMojo and go to our About tab. And there you'll be able to see a little chat icon. And if you click on that, you should be able to send us a direct message. So send us your email address and we'll contact you on how you can get your prize.
And it's fun. The last couple of weeks, we've had some good prize winners. And listen, if ever you give us such a funny or creative alternative answer, we may end up giving a prize as well for that. So, it doesn't have to be right. It can also be really funny. So let's get right to it. Let's hit one of those supercuts.
Let's do it.
And then we'll come back and we'll start to try and figure out what unites all these things. So Manny, can you roll tape, please?
What a glorious feeling. I'm happy again.
It's been traveling 22 years to get here. And now it's here. And it's either heads or tails. And you have to say, call it.
Watch this. Oh, well, I'm Pennywise the Dancing Clown. Now we aren't strangers.
Wendy, give me the bag.
Please! Billy!
Give me the bag.
They'll see and they'll know, and they'll say, why, she wouldn't even harm a fly.
My name is Annie Wilkes.
I'm one fan.
Yes, that's right. I'm also a nurse.
A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
We'll make it stop! He's trying to kill me! Take it!
Oh yeah, there is some
good scenes there.
There's some iconic stuff going on in there. But here's the question: is it the scene? Is it the movie? Is it the performance? Is it the line? It's kind of hard to tell. I mean, already I think there's probably people who are starting to put two and two together.
There are a few guesses.
Yeah. All right. What do we got so far?
Like for instance, Wouter Kemmel suggests top 10 Stephen King adaptations.
Interesting.
We're talking, there are a few of them.
There are a few of them in there, absolutely, yeah.
Top 10 scariest villains, Brandon Mukwada says. Amy Peachman says top 10 horror movie villains.
Yeah.
Aman Sharma says top 10 psychopathic villains in movies.
There is definitely a theme going on.
There's a theme going on.
The Mojoholics are smart. You can't put one over them. This is not a musical performances thing, if that's what you're wondering, as we've had the last couple of weeks. So I mean, there's, like I said, there's some iconic stuff. I'll give you a hint: the word iconic is not in the answer. No. But you guys are pretty close. Let's have a look again and see if we can get, if we can hone hone these titles a little bit more. So, Manny, the honors, please.
Just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling. I'm happy again.
It's been traveling 22 years to get here. And now it's here. And it's either heads or tails.
Watch this.
Oh, well, I'm Pennywise the Dancing Clown. Now we aren't strangers.
Stop it!
Wendy, give me the bag.
Please! Get away!
Give me the bag.
They'll see and they'll know, and they'll say, why, she wouldn't even harm a fly.
My name is Annie Wilkes.
I'm one fan.
Yes, that's right. I'm also a nurse.
A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
We'll make it stop! He's trying to kill me! Mother! Take it!
Liver and fava beans. Hey, yeah.
That was a good one.
Okay, not bad. Last time I did The Darkness, I believe in a thing called Love. This time, a little bit of Anthony Hopkins.
A lot of imitations happening in this.
So there's some amazing movies in there.
So many.
Do you have a preferred, a favorite amongst all those?
I kind of like The Shining a lot. That was a very interesting movie watching experience.
Interesting thing about The Shining, though, is that it's an adaptation of a Stephen King book. Stephen King didn't like what he did with it, basically.
I heard about that.
Yeah, and he wasn't happy with that version, and he went and made a made-for-TV version in 3 parts. That
probably didn't work out that well.
Yeah, no. It's kind of hard to beat. I don't know if I look at that. I mean, T2. I mean, T2 is one of the Clockwork Orange. Well, why don't we go through the list?
Let's go through the list.
Yeah, and that might help narrow things down again. So, number 10, Robert Patrick, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, playing T-1000.
The liquid robot.
Exactly. Number 9, Malcolm McDowell, playing Alex DeLarge in A Clockwork Orange.
It's quite the Chelovek there.
Nice. Javier Bardem in No Country for Old Men, playing the role of Anton Chigurh, one of the... I won't say it. Let's just keep going. Might have been a hint. Robert Englund in A Nightmare on Elm Street. Did you know, by the way, that A Nightmare on Elm Street was the first role for Johnny Depp? He was like one of the kids who got it.
I did not know that.
Sleeping in his bed.
Some good trivia.
Of Freddy, yeah. So Freddy Krueger, Robert Englund. Bill Skarsgård, That's the more, of all those performances, the more recent one. Bill Skarsgård, who is the son of... Stellan Skarsgård, who Swedish actor who also played the scientist in Thor 2. Yeah. Keeping on going, we have Jack Nicholson as Jack Torrance from The Shining.
From The Shining, great movie.
Absolutely unbeatable performance. Next, number 4, Anthony Perkins. Anthony Perkins as Norman Bates in Psycho.
Yeah.
Going down the list, number 3, we have Kathy Bates in Misery. Again, another Stephen King. So look, if you look, The Shining is Stephen King, Misery is Stephen King, and 3 Stephen King adaptations in there.
3.
Yeah, pretty crazy. All right, number 2, Anthony Hopkins in The Silence of the Lambs. Yeah. He's doing a pretty good job in Westworld. I know Phoebe, who's over here, watches Westworld, and she says but he's more of a featured. He's not the star of the show. All right, but can't go wrong with Little Hopkins. And number 1, Linda Blair in The Exorcist, who was on our list last week.
This is true.
Yeah, and that was, what was that list? That was, oh my God, it's already escaped me. Well, if you remember, if you played last week, let us know, because I remember when I was making these slides, I just moved from number 4 to number 1. So, Linda Blair in The Exorcist. Let's see what the people are saying.
Okay, so I've seen one from Matt Renehan, top 10 creepiest antagonists.
Creepiest antagonists.
Midnight Joker said top 10 over-the-top actor performances. Well, that's not this video. We do have that clip elsewhere on WatchMojo.
That's right. Yeah.
There is Mike MGP Munch. Top 10 people you would not want to be trapped in a room with.
I like that.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
What else? Jojo says top 10 horror movie performances. What else?
I mean, they are all pretty much horror movies.
Is Terminator 2 a horror movie?
No, and is Clockwork Orange? I guess not really.
Not quite. Not quite.
Yeah.
Poison Kiss Death says top 10 horror movies that won an Oscar. I don't think that's the case.
Really? Some of these have. Certainly, a lot of these have. Most of them were probably nominated.
Quoth the Raven 79 says top 10 villain performances by actors.
Top 10 villain performances by actors. Okay, we're getting close, guys. We're getting close. I think let's see it one more time. I think we've seen it twice, right?
Yeah.
Let's see it one third time, and then we'll come back, and I'm sure we're gonna have a winner. So, if you will, Manny, let's roll the tape.
Just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling. I'm happy again.
It's been traveling 22 years to get here. And now it's here. And it's either heads or tails. And you have to call it.
Watch this.
Oh, well, I'm Pennywise the Dancing Clown. Now we aren't strangers.
Stop it!
Wendy, give me the bag.
Please! Billy!
Give me the bag.
They'll see and they'll know, and they'll say, why, she wouldn't even harm a fly.
My name is Annie Wilkes.
I'm one fan.
Yes, that's right. I'm also a nurse.
A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
We'll make it stop! He's trying to kill me!
All right, now here's my Linda Blair impression from. No, I'm just kidding. We do have a winner. We'll get to that in a second. But we have a couple of really close ones as well.
There are a couple of really close ones.
Yeah.
One of them was top 10 insane performances. Then, after that, Sean Smith said top 10 creepiest performances.
Ooh, we're like,
It's like
basically it's within
so
a
close,
hair
but
of
not
the right
quite,
one.
because the winner is James Tanner, who suggested top 10 scariest performances.
There you go. So
And
it
that's-
wasn't so much about the character
No.
as it was about the performance of the actor to scare the bejesus out of us, either in our movie seats or at home on the couch or wherever it is that you watch movies. So what was the name?
That was James Tanner.
James Tanner. All right, so James, can you remind James how to claim his prize?
So James, you can go to our YouTube page, which is on youtube.com/WatchMojo, and there, if you go to our About tab, you will be able to see a little chat icon. If you click on that and send us your email address, we'll contact you, and you'll get your merchandise. It's gonna be fun.
So I'm curious what actually James thinks of our list, and it, or all of you for that matter. Which is the scariest out of all these performances? I don't know. You know what? I'm actually partial to Javier Bardem, Anton Chigurh. I had the immense pleasure, and I was very lucky to get to interview him for that role. And I remember saying, "You scared the shit out of me because you had the same hair as my dad, circa 1978." So when I look at the photos of my dad from '78,
Right, no, you can't.
I see a psycho killer, and it just, so for me it was personally a very,
I feel like that's more creepy than scary, though, which
Okay.
is there's some nuance there.
there is, yeah,
So
fair enough.
which is why I guess we put him on number 8 there.
And so what do you think is the scariest? I mean, this is our list, but what's your personal scariest?
I kind of like Bill Skarsgård. Yeah, that was such a scary performance, such
Yeah.
a good performance also.
Yeah, and so It 2 is slated for, I mean, it's in production, and as Phoebe was telling us, it stars Jessica Chastain and Bill Hader. Bill Hader in a horror movie. This I'd like to see. So as you may know, what we're doing here is we're reverse engineering a list. We're giving you the entries, and if you can figure out the title, you can win a prize like our man James did. And so that was it for game number 1, but we have game number 2.
Coming soon.
So we might as well get right to the next supercut. This is a whole new list. We're gonna show you a supercut. You have to figure out the entries, and based on that, what the name of the list is, and you could win some Mojo merch. So let's hit it.
We don't seek to rule this world. We seek to save it, to hand it over to a Dormammu who is the intent of all evolution. The why of all existence.
No pleasure, no rapture, no exquisite sin greater than central air. Pick that up.
I would rather suffer the end of Romulus 1,000 times. I would rather die in agony than accept assistance from you.
You got it. What's the vibranium for?
I'm glad you asked that because I wanted to take this time to explain my evil plan.
Ben.
Human beings are a disease, a cancer of this planet. You are a plague, and we are the cure.
Surrender within 24 hours. Wow. Or watch this world suffer the consequences.
If even one bomb drops on Skynet before sunrise, our future will be lost.
There you go. We can't lie. It's similar. There's some similarities to the first list. It's not as different as if we'd done some kind of music list this time.
No.
So but this is not scariest performances. That said, we did ask the question. We're asking the viewers who they think of all those, or even not of all those, what the scariest performances are. So, what kind of answers are we getting?
People were asking, where is Jason Voorhees?
Yeah, well, I was thinking about that because Freddy was on there. But the thing about Jason is that by the way, I'm more partial to Michael Myers than I am to Freddy, but both of them wearing a mask.
That's kind of like, they're very like robotic almost. They just go and kill and then leave, right?
Exactly, and it's scary, but it's not the performance so much as everything around it. Whereas Freddy Krueger, that was a performance. That's my answer at least. But you guys can have your opinion and let us know. Any other comments about that?
People were talking about how they agreed that Clockwork Orange is like a very wild, scary movie.
And so different from some of the others. Like some of those are very understated, whereas Clockwork Orange was just like all out mayhem.
Just out there, it was wild.
And interestingly enough, speaking of Michael Myers, Malcolm McDowell went on to play Dr. Loomis in the Rob Zombie directed Halloween movies.
Wow.
So there's a connection.
Yeah.
But no, you know what? We should get to this one because we just showed you the supercut. So I'm just curious. Do we have people guessing on this list?
Vicente Lopez says top 10 villains who no one remembers.
Okay. I'll try.
Super Flower Cutie says top 10 best sci-fi villains.
Okay. Yeah.
Then there's Dheeraj Reddy who says top 10 dialogues by villains.
Mm-hmm.
Top 10 superhero villains by Random Weirdo.
Okay. So, people have latched onto the fact that there's villains going on here.
Yeah.
And again, like the other one, is it the line? Is it the performance? Is it the movie? It's always hard to tell, but we will narrow it down.
Yeah.
Let's have another look at that supercut, and we'll come back and we'll start to put this all together. Manny?
We don't seek to rule this world. We seek to save it, to hand it over to a Dormammu who is the intent of all evolution. The why of all existence.
No pleasure, no rapture, no exquisite sin greater than central air. Pick that up.
I would rather suffer the end of Romulus 1,000 times. I would rather die in agony than accept assistance from you.
You got it. What's the vibranium for?
I'm glad you asked that because I wanted to take this time to explain my evil plan.
Ben.
Human beings are a disease, a cancer of this planet. You are a plague, and we are the cure.
Surrender within 24 hours. Or watch this world suffer the consequences.
If even one bomb drops on Skynet before sunrise, our future will be lost.
Lots of explosions. That we like to see.
A lot of explosions, eh?
A lot of explosions, yeah. We might as well list some of these because, again, it's similar to the other list, but it's a completely different thing. So, number 10, we have Calicius, Dormammu, kind of one / the other from Doctor Strange. Calicius played by Mads Mikkelsen. Great actor. Love that actor.
Yeah, so good.
And Dormammu, who was voiced by
Benedict Cumberbatch himself.
That's right.
Kind of has a double role.
What did you call him before?
Benadryl Cucumber Snatch.
There you go. That was from 2016, Doctor Strange. Number 9, Azrael from Dogma, 1999. That was a Kevin Smith movie about religion, the Christian religion in a weird sort of way. Yeah. Alanis, I remember there was a lot of controversy because Alanis played God in that movie and spoke, and it was, I don't know why that's controversial now, but I remember at the time being like, whoa. Number 8, Nero from Star Trek, and that's the reboot, the 2009. That's right.
That's one I want to say as well.
What's that?
That's one I want to say as well.
Yeah, and that's Eric Bana.
Yes.
Number 7, Ultron, voiced by James Spader.
Yeah.
Who we were just discussing before. I tend to agree with our director, Phoebe, that it's a bit of a weird casting choice, although our other director, Manny, thought that it was perfect. So, what do you guys think? Here's a good question. Was James Spader a good pick to voice Ultron? Let us know in the chat. Let's keep going. Number 6, Gozer from Ghostbusters. That was a great role. That was, and Gozer eventually became Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Sitting right behind you, Jem.
There he is.
Can we see him?
Can you see him?
There you go. Yeah.
This guy.
So Dozer from Ghostbusters, that's dating back to 1984.
Yeah.
Next, going way back, King Ghidorah. Now here's a little thing. If you're into hip hop, there's an amazing rapper named MF Doom, and he has a side project called King Ghidorah. Came out sometime in the mid 2000s, I think. This is a fantastic album. It's kind of underground hip hop, one of my favorites. So that's just a little.
I gotta
aside.
check it out.
King Ghidorah, if you're a fan of MF Doom. Okay, number 4. Agent Smith from the Matrix trilogy. Kind of a computer program mixed with a.
Turns into a virus. He's one of my favorite villains of all time.
Yeah. Scariest villain?
No.
Scariest performance?
Not quite.
No, not necessarily. All right, continuing on.
He does have that ridiculous laugh in Revelations.
That's right. And by the way, played by Hugo Weaving, who's also Red Skull.
Yeah.
And who was in Lord of the Rings as well, in V, or played V in V for Vendetta. Yeah. Next one, number 3, General Zod, Man of Steel. I love Zod. I loved Zod in the original Star Wars, Superman. I did that before.
You did.
In the original Superman movies when it was played by Terrence Stamp, but Michael Shannon is such a great Zod.
Yeah.
That was kind of one of the reasons why, a lot of people crapped on the Man of Steel. I liked it for Zod.
Yeah.
I'll give him Zod.
DC movies have their issues.
That's right.
Hopefully they'll fix it soon.
Who's your favorite Zod? Is it the older Zod or the newer Zod? I saw Michael Shannon on a talk show the other night. He's hilarious in person. I like that guy. All right, number 2, Skynet. It's not really a person, it's a thing.
Right.
But, basically with all the AI that we have and the Google Homes and the Amazon things and it's going to happen.
It's kind of like Ultron.
It is very similar, actually. Yeah,
Ultron Skynet doesn't have a body. Ultron has a body, and that's the difference.
That's true. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same thing. And then number 1, the aliens from Independence Day franchise.
Such a classic.
They came down. What was the first one? That was in 1996, and then 20 years later, they came back.
They did.
We thought that we got rid of them, but they came back.
No, they come.
Is that a hint? I don't know. Why don't we see what people are saying so far? Here, we'll see the supercut one more time, and then we'll come back and we'll see if we have a winner.
We don't seek to rule this world. We seek to save it, to hand it over to a Dormammu who is the intent of all evolution. The why of all existence.
No pleasure, no rapture, no exquisite sin greater than central air. Pick that up.
I would rather suffer the end of Romulus 1,000 times. I would rather die in agony than accept assistance from you.
You got it. What's the vibranium for?
I'm glad you asked that because I wanted to take this time to explain my evil plan.
Then
Human beings are a disease, a cancer of this planet. You are a plague, and we are the cure.
Surrender within 24 hours. Or watch this world suffer the consequences.
If even one bomb drops on Skynet before sunrise, our future will be lost.
Run for your lives. So we have a winner.
We do.
We should just say this right off the bat, and we've had a winner for a while.
We did.
Yeah. You guys have been very quick to answer this. A lot of you are coming up with the right answer now. Let's talk about some of the close but no cigar answers.
Okay, so there is top 10 aliens who invade Earth.
Who's that?
That's Jacob Seed.
Okay.
Not quite. There is Benja to Mejorado.
Ooh, well pronounced, I
guess.
think. Yeah.
Top 10 villains that want to take over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Very close.
Yeah.
It's Virtual Hero says top 10 sci-fi human extinction.
Ooh. Yeah.
Pence, who says top 10 villains who thought Earth would be better without humans.
I mean, these are all kind of dancing around.
There's like I like that there is that like theme going on, because there's another one where it's top 10 villains who think they're doing the right thing.
Interesting. Well, you know who else could be in there would be Thanos.
Maybe.
Yeah, if you think about it, yeah.
It's been what? How long has it been since the movie came out?
Yeah, it's fine. No, but I mean, I didn't say, this is just talking about people's intentions.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not spoiling
That's
nothing.
not quite a spoiler.
I ain't spoiling nothing. Just to remind you how this works, basically we've reversed engineered a list. We've given you the entries to an upcoming list, so this will be published on our main channel, on this channel, in fact, sometime in the coming days or weeks. And if you got the right answer, then you got to win some sweet, sweet Mojo merch. And so tell me, Jem, who was our winner?
Before who's the winner, I have one more I want to read.
Okay.
So Bradley Lockett said top 10 villains who tried to end humanity. That's not quite correct, but it's so close.
So close.
Because the correct answer is actually Jacob Seed, who almost at the very beginning of the second part said top 10 villains who want to destroy the world.
Mm-hmm. And top 10 characters that tried to destroy the world. That
I think
is,
destroy the world is the part there.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So the name again is?
Jacob Seed.
Jacob Seed.
That's the first comment I saw with the correct answer.
Yeah, and many of you got it though, but Jacob apparently was the first. Can you explain to him how he picks up his prize?
Yes, I can. So you go to youtube.com/WatchMojo, and when you go there, you should be able to see our About tab. And on the About tab, when you go there, there's a little chat icon. And if you click on that chat icon, you should be able to send us your email address. When you send that, we'll contact you and you'll be able to get your merchandise.
Sweet, sweet merch.
Sweet, sweet
merchandise. All right, well, that's it for us. Thank you guys very much for participating. We'll be back here again next Thursday. Every Thursday at 3 o'clock, you can win yourself some sweet Mojo merchandise. So on behalf of Jem and myself, thank you guys all for being here. If you like this kind of stuff, by the way, also subscribe to Mojo Talks, because we got plenty of talks.
Oh, yeah.
Plenty of discussions, plenty of blah, blah. And talky all the time. So thanks very much, Jem.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.